It was my 18th birthday. I live in Ohio. I loved extreme sports my entire life. I would always be the kid to do stupid things. My parents never liked that. I have an older brother who loves to do crazy things. I guess that's where I got it from. Skydiving had always been a dream of mine, an adrenaline-fueled fantasy that promised an unparalleled rush. My brother skydives, so I always wanted to try it out. On a summer day in 2020, my life would change. I remembered arriving to the location where we were going to jump out of a plane, and the energy was high. It was the best weather to jump. Once I got there, I had to sign my life away for liability. I was very excited, so nothing would stop me. Going with my brother made me at ease. After arriving, they gave us some video and personal instructions of what we needed to do while we're up there. This took about 45 minutes. Since it was my first time jumping, that meant I was going to jump with my instructor. He had done over 400 jumps. I felt safe. I suited up with the help of my instructor and put on my helmet, and it was go time. The moment had finally arrived. I walked towards the plane with a group of 8 other people. The engine turns on and we go. We keep watching our watch to show what altitude we are in. I remembered that we had set to jump at 14,000 feet. The higher we went, the closer we got. I wasn't nervous flying up. I was getting really excited. I kept seeing our watch going higher and higher. Once we got to the reach altitude, the pilot says that we are ready to jump. I was sitting in the center and we had to line up behind each other. The first team lines up to the door. They jump one by one. I could feel the cold wind hitting us. There was no turning back. It was finally my turn. My heart starts to race. The moment you are hanging at the door before you jump might be the scariest thing about skydiving. Your stomach really sinks in this moment. A few seconds go by and my instructor says, "Hang on." I look behind me to make sure everything is okay. Next thing I know, he pushes us forward and we leap from the plane. I screamed. The cold wind is smacking our face. I'm smiling, making faces, thinking everything is great. The 10-second free fall felt liberating. The view was breathtaking. The parachute on my instructor's back was supposed to be my lifeline, my ticket to a controlled descent back to solid ground. My instructor tried to open the parachute, but it didn't fully open. It got caught on my leg. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was screaming and letting my instructor know that it was caught on my leg. The world became a chaotic blur of clouds and earth, and the terror gripping me intensified with every passing second. As I plummeted towards the earth, my instructor was doing everything to have the parachute to open. All I could do is hope that it will open. I could see him moving, trying to reach for his knife. I thought to myself, this is it. We are dying. I can't believe it. I was not ready for this. I also thought that the impact was going to hurt really bad. My instructor cut the main parachute that was stuck on my leg and immediately opened the emergency parachute. It worked. It snapped open with a violent jerk, arresting my downward spiral. As I dangled in the sky, new realization dawned. I had survived. The adrenaline that had once fueled my excitement transformed into a cocktail of dread and gratitude. As I neared the ground, the reality of my ordeal began to sink in. I landed on earth with a thud, the impact jolting through my weary body. I was speechless that we had survived this nightmare. The instructor said that these things can happen sometimes. It was the first time for him that this ever occurred. I knew that it was my instructor's fault for what happened. My brother, who jumped after us, saw us from above. He said that our parachute took a while for it to open during the free fall, that we weren't supposed to spin during the free fall. As we were spinning mid-air during the free fall, the instructor decided to release the main parachute. That's how it got caught on my leg. However, things like this can happen. I was glad to be alive. I will never go skydiving again.